Alright guys, Aeneid Book 1, 534 to 543. This marks your first encounter with one of the many unfinished lines in the Aeneid. You'll notice hic cursus fuit certainly does not make up 6 feet worth of a typical dactylic hexameter line. So hic cursus fuit, here our course was. Presumably Virgil meant to fill this out with something else, but you might remember that he died before the poem was completed and had asked his literary executors to burn it, but Augustus had ordered that it be published. Okay? So note that there are a few of these. Don't get too surprised by them if you see some more. Alright. So, cum subito ad surgens fluctu nimbosis Orion here, you should probably be able to identify that nimbosis Orion, this is your subject, modified by the present active participle ad surgens. Subito is your adverb, fluctu, ablative of instrument or respect. In vada caeca tulit, remember this is your perfect form of pharaoh. And then in vada caeca, into the blind shoals. Notice that the adjective here, caeca, doesn't literally mean that the shoals themselves are blind, but rather that they are incapable of being seen clearly. Okay, and then penitus here, penitusque. Penitus is an adverb deep within. Procacibus austris, you might remember that auster is most properly the south wind, but can be used in a more generalized sense to mean any of the winds. And then perque undas, notice again you have the que as a conjunction. Per undas, easy enough. Note right here, superante sallo, you have an ablative absolute construction with a present active participle from superare. And then sallo here is a note used by metonymy for the sea. And then perque, and through the in via saxa, it dispulit. All right. So note that dispulit here goes with Orion. All right. This is your subject and verb. All right. So hic, to this point, pauci vestris ad navimus oris. You might be confused initially because there's no clearly expressed subject, but here the adjective pauci and the person and number of the verb indicate that the subject is Ilioneus and his companions. Remember that Ilioneus is still speaking, and he will be for the next several lines. So ad navos. Notice that this is compounded from ad and navo. Alright, so quod genus hoc hominum. He asks, what race of people is this? And then quae way here, way is added to words in much the same way that que is. It's an enclitic, so it's attached to the end of a word and effectively will mean or. Right? So it's effectively the same as having out in front of a word. And then quae tam barbara patria. Right? Those all three go together. Quae barbara patria. And it's described as tam barbara, so barbarous. What land so barbarous permittit hunc morem. Now you might not remember, but Ilioneus had referred a little bit earlier to the threatened burning of their ships by the Carthaginians. The Carthaginians think that these guys are pirates or plunderers of some other sort, and so are threatening to burn the ships. They send a deputation there into the city, and they're supplicating Dido right now. So Ilioneus is accusing Dido and the Carthaginians in general of not receiving guests as is appropriate, but rather treating them as enemies immediately, and this is associated with barbarism. You might remember that this is one of the reasons that Polyphemus the Cyclops in the Odyssey was deemed so barbaric, that he didn't practice proper guest relations. All right, and then he says, prohibemur, we are prohibited from the hospitio harenai. All right, notice that the harenai, the sand, is again used here by metonymy for the shore. Bella quient, and here the subject is supposed to be understood as the people who are threatening destruction to the ships. And then they primaque vetant consistere terra. They prohibit us from taking our place on the prima terra, on the first land. Now this is probably supposed to mean the first land that they have encountered since the shipwreck, because they had made landfall before on several occasions, just never in the right place, which was Italy. And then si genus humanum, this is a conditional, and it relates back to his question, quae hunc tam barbara. So if, it actually relates more appropriately to this one, quod genus hoc hominum. All right, if it is a human race, et mortalia temnitis arma, at sperate, here second person imperative, second person plural imperative, and he doesn't literally mean hope that the gods are remembering, but something more like consider that they are remembering of fandi atque ne fandi. All right. So, and note also, I should add that, remember, fandi and ne fandi, those are related to for fari fatus. All right. Any questions? Ask me in class.